Lumbridge might just be the most nostalgic place in all of RuneScape. As a 10-year-old kid, I was walking around and dreaming of the big world of Gillinor, and now 18 years later, I still have no idea who most of these people actually are and what they have to say. Now, some time ago, I went live for the very first time on twitch.tv/GamecubeJona, and I started ranking every Lumbridge NPC based on whether I'd have a beer with them. There were NPCs I'd never seen before in my life, and there were some dialogue options that really surprised me. So, sit back, enjoy, while we're gonna rank every Lumbridge NPC. Alright, here we are. First ever time going live, baby. How we doing? I'm RuneScaping on holiday. Just only a little bit, like once a day on mobile. I swear I won't RuneScape all the time, alright? Don't get mad. We're gonna be fine. Like, max 10 minutes a day, alright? I promise. Don't get mad. This is why you should never invite your girlfriend to watch your stream. So here is our beautiful tier list. And how this is gonna work is these are all the NPCs in Lumbridge. All of them. If I've missed one, then please let me know. But as far as I know, these are all the NPCs in Lumbridge. S tier means I will drink a beer with this person. If I'm going out, I'm actually actively inviting this person out and hope they show up. A tier, they're great company. They're fantastic. If you're out with friends and they're part of the group, you're probably gonna have a good time. B, I don't care if they join or not for the beer. I'm very indifferent to whether they join or not. C tier, I would rather not have them with the group. I'd rather they stay home. And F tier is they should fuck right off. I want nothing to do with this person. I think he is a horrible person, and maybe it's just best if he gets removed from the game. Those are the tiers. Well, I was thinking we could go from left to right, but since we've already mentioned Hans and Bob, I'm actually gonna start with Hans. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk to everyone. We're just gonna talk, you know, just want to talk to get a little glimpse into how Hans is as a person. You know him as someone who tells you that you're addicted to RuneScape. Hans, where the fuck are you? Guys, where's Hans? Am I blind? Hans, you're really bumping down the tier here by just not showing up. Where are you, my friend? Do I need to hop worlds? Where he's racing me. Okay, I'll walk the other way. There he is. All right. So we're just gonna talk to Hans. I want to get into his brain. You know, I want to pick his brain. I want to see what he thinks, see what he feels, and whether I want to invite him for a beer. This is the dreaded option. This is the option everyone hates. Can you tell me how long I've been here? I'm not gonna press this. You guys are not allowed to see my playtime. It is disgusting. It is truly disgusting, especially if you know when I created this account. So let's say for security reasons, I'm not showing. This is one of my favorite options. I've come to kill everyone in the castle, and then Hans just runs away and says, "Help, help." That's fantastic. That's great coding. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna see what the wiki has to say about him. So Jagex claims that Hans was indeed the first NPC created in RuneScape. However, this is likely untrue. Bob appears in earlier RuneScape Classics data files and are visible in pre-release screenshot, while Hans is not. It is possible that Hans was the first NPC added by Paul Gower, while Bob was added by Andrew Gower. Unicorn appears first overall, but is non-human and cannot really be considered a character. Hans may be a pun about time, as his name resembles hands, as in hands of a clock. He tells you how much time you've spent in RuneScape. I would say that's a little far-fetched, but it's also it's exactly what Jagex would do. His walking pattern around Lumbridge Castle goes clockwise, takes him exactly 1 minute to complete a lap, like the second hand of a clock. All right, I don't think it's too far-fetched anymore. That is actually quite awesome. I had no clue. That's cap. Do you want to time it? Do you want to time Hans's lap? Hans being a reference to a clock, I don't know. I didn't know that, right? That is quite cool. I don't think it changes my ranking of him. I think I'm going to put him in A tier. I think I'm gonna put him in A tier. He is definitely someone that's, you know, if he's part of the gang, we're gonna have a lot of fun, and he has some fun facts to share about time and clocks, perhaps. But like we said, he's a true OG, and I think that bumps him up from B to A. We've reached Bob. So what happens if I ask Bob to give me a quest? He says get your own, and he gets mad. Well, fuck you, Bob. That's just rude. That's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. What you just told me to get my own quest, but the second I asked about your access, you're like, oh yeah, buy and sell all kinds of access. Which one do you want? Go fuck yourself. Take your pick or axe. I also don't like that pun. I don't like that pun. I will say this: the steel axe is big. Calling your own axis brilliant is not very humble. It is Bob's brilliant axis, you're right. It's not very humble, but it is great marketing. The lawyer said my wife is taking the house and the kids. Should I get an infernal cape? Well, if the lawyer has already confirmed that this is the case, then yes, you should get an infernal cape. I think that's the only logical solution. If there's still something you can do to save your marriage and your house and your kids, go for it. If the lawyer says it's too late, I think it's time to dive in, brother. Bob is a crazy racist, according to a RuneScript code comment accompanying Bob's hysterical outburst towards Zanuck during the Death of Dorgashun quest. The painting inside of Bob's brilliant axes may be a reference to Bob Ross's Distant Mountains. Like, we're talking about this painting over here. All right, so that might be a Bob Ross reference. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool, we have to admit. Bob is F tier. I really had no doubts in my mind starting out, and nothing here convinced me otherwise. Bob is F tier. We can't allow... We can't have drinks with racists. If I have a beer with this guy and he shows me where I can get this sword, I'm down. I feel like the colossal blade should be like this. The rune freehander? Yeah, that's the rune freehander for sure. Eric says drop from S to A tier because fighter boots instead of fancy boots. All right, that is all we know. What do we think of John? What do we think of Adventurer John? I think I formed my opinion. But I'm curious to see if you agree, what you think. Solid A tier. I'm thinking the same. I was contemplating between S and A. Actually no. I'm disagreeing with myself. I think he's just an incredible addition to the game for new players. I don't know how new players are actually experiencing him. Just purely from a concept. In the grand scheme of things, very tiny rewards, but that will keep him going. Like a steel longsword, a black longsword, and mithril longsword, and like 500 coins each time. I think that's actually a great way to get people hooked on the game and to have them immediately something to work towards. He's welcome anytime to have a drink, as long as he brings his sword, because I wanna use that thing. I don't think I've ever seen this NPC in my life. Oh, is this where you get the Oculus orb? Who are you and what are you doing? I'm Abigaila from Mauritania. It's a terrible place run by vampires. They visit towns and collect everyone's blood for food. I tried for years to escape with my son Suro to make a better lives for ourselves in Mistlin. I scraped together enough money to bribe a boatman to get us out. The journey was tough. Some men in pink hoods attacked our boat. Yeah, fuck hand members, bro. Shouting at us to get back to where we belong and to keep out of their country. In the struggle, the boat overturned. It was dark and I couldn't find Suro in the water. I swam as deep as I could until my lungs screamed, but I couldn't find him. He wasn't good at swimming. Eventually, I got myself to the shore. The sun was rising, and I found Suro there on the shore where the water had dumped his body. Jeez, this is grim. This is so grim. A minute ago, I did not know this NPC existed, and now she's telling me like about her death. Was it her son? Suro was her son who washed up dead? That's crazy. And now she's crying. Suro would have been S tier if he was a better swimmer. It's too soon, man. It's too soon. Anyway, I'm able to rent a room here and to buy food. I'm not being a burden. You can't say you're doing well on the GE and then say that you're barely scraping by enough to buy food. Bread is like 3 GP each. Come on, you should be making millies if you're good at flipping. Come on. I'm not being a burden on anyone, and there are no vampires coming for my blood. I am free. Ah, this is beautiful. But I haven't forgotten my people in the East. There's one vampire there who runs a place she calls the Theater of Blood. My husband went there trying to win freedom from the Bloodgatherers by surviving her arena, but he never returned. We're getting so much lore. We're getting so much lore. So, son is dead, washed upon the shore. Husband, presumably dead, died in the Theater of Blood. You know she has stories, but defo sad drunk, B tier. You also gotta give her some sympathy, right? She's been through stuff, you know, and now she's happy. Well, I mean, she was just crying. She was just crying, that's right. A Taddy toy can be found in the Lumbridge general store that bears the name of her dead son. That is so grim. Here is the Taddy toy. Looks like it's got the name Zero stitched onto it. What are you up to now then? Well, my ship had a little fire-related problem. Fortunately, it was well insured. Anyway, I don't have to work anymore, so I've taken to canoeing on the river. I don't get river sick. It's funny, guys. He doesn't get river sick. Honestly, I kind of like the guy. I'm thinking A tier. I think he has some good stories to tell about the time before he went seasick. The Edgeville guy hands out free bronze axes. Yeah, no, I want a free axe. B tier it is. Why are your colleagues giving out free axes and you aren't? That's just rude. We're gonna go over and see the bartender. I'm thinking bartender. It's almost gotta be S tier, right? Who doesn't want the bartender when you're having drinks? Have you heard any rumors recently? It's been very boring as fuck. Is this not like the RPG staple where you go into a bar, you ask someone for rumors, and you're supposed to get like a quest or something? Now he might, I don't know if he actually points to X marks the spot or something if you haven't done that, but that's a minus point. That's a minus point in my book. The pure fact that he does not offer me a shop interface when buying beer, that's a problem. I'd love to drink beer with you. I really do. You know, bartenders often have great stories, but you gotta make it easy to get the beer, man. Pretty sure Donnie and Guy used to live in his house as well. Did he kick Donnie and Guy out of the house? Is that how this happened? Is there lore? That's the real question. But yeah, for now, bartender goes into A tier. Oh, his eyes light up. This guy loves talking about beginner clues. He gets rock hard when talking about beginner clues. Now I kind of like him. He gets super excited in game. He jumps up and down every time he thinks he solved the clue. I myself really like puzzling, and if someone brings a puzzle game to the bar when we're out drinking, I will heavily enjoy that. I think, and I might be exaggerating here, I think he's S tier. We'll see at the end of the stream whether this S tier group will make for a nice drinking group. Well, I tried all of them for a while. I settled on this. You gotta be kidding me. He tried all the weapons. And he ends up with a fucking, what is that, a blue rice sword? That's crazy. This is my favorite feature. Let's discuss how my ammo acts when I pick it up. When you pick up ammo from the ground, if it matches what you've got equipped in your quiver or what is in your bull pouch, I can make the ammo you've picked up go straight in there, provided there's space. That is goated. The best thing about the magic tutor, you get the free runes, right? Every 30 minutes, 30 air, 30 mine runes that you can claim as an early Ironman or early account. That's so big. That almost automatically puts her in S tier. Look, this one's gonna be easy for me. It's gonna be easy. Mage is S tier. Combining the functionality of getting runes into your rune pouch straight away and getting those free air and mine runes as an early Ironman. Great functionality. You're welcome anytime I go out. Then range tutor. Range tutor is going to be A tier, and she's just objectively worse. She does have the functionality to have arrows go straight into your quiver, which is awesome. I kind of want to say F tier for the melee tutor, but to say that he's as bad as Bob is just not true. So I think the melee tutors go into C tier. I'm thinking I'll put the man A tier. I don't, because I feel like sometimes he will probably pick up the bill, but not every time, probably. And even though he can afford it, Eric's is B, maybe B. We can talk about this later. We can negotiate. And now it's time to rank the woman. I think the woman offers identical dialogue. Let's quickly check, guys. I'm gonna say something controversial. I think men and women are equal. That makes our job a whole lot easier. Women go in F tier. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't clip it and cut it off at that point, please. Guys, live on stream, Quizmaster. We're getting a still baguette on stream, guys. We're getting it on stream. Let's go. Is this the flyer for Bob's axes? Bob. Bob, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now, Bob? This is the new F tier. Bob now gets his own category because he screwed me out of Still Baguette. And there is some trivia. Adam is a reference to the old school RuneScape content creator Bodhi. We do love ourselves some Bodhi, who is known for his Ironman video content. Using a jar of souls on Adam will initiate a dialogue in which he will claim that he's been looking for souls and takes one out of the jar. And during the medium clue step, the combination of Adam's stating that he dislikes snakes and snake skins adding up to 666 seems to be a reference to Satan and Adam from the Bible. It is Bodhi, and Bodhi's the goat. Bodhi's the goat. It's gotta be S tier. Hello, haters, because anus. Let's have a long, deep talk with you, my friend. Just kidding. You are going straight into F tier. Straight into F tier. I don't even want to talk to him. And I'm not hating him because I ain't him. He is just an insufferable, hard to look at NPC in what should be the most peaceful, iconic village in the game. It's harsh. It's not harsh. It's not harsh. This is I'm placing him above Bob because he's not a racist. He ain't him. That's it. He ain't him. Can you give me any advice? I can. Count with the count as I count the steps to securing your account. 1, unique password. 2, step verification for your email account. 3, use a Jagex account. I can see you already do this. What's that got to do with free? Look, I got something for 1, 2, and 4, and I like counting. Okay, don't interrupt my flow. That's 4-digit bank pin. I can see you've set one. Such fun it is to count. Who are you? As you may see, I am a vampire from Mauritania. I left there when I heard the terrible news. What news? Tell me more. Is it about Abigaila? I choose to spend my days warning others of the perils that lay in wait for them. The perils, yes, be warned, the travelers of these lands face dangers from the outside. Accounts can be stolen, and when that happens, one can lose everything one has worked for. I've left my vampiric ways behind me, and now I spend my days letting everyone know of this terrible danger. In return for my dedication, I have been blessed with the ability to check if adventurers are ready to defend themselves against these account thieves. If you're a vampire, how did you cross the cell? What do you mean, if I'm a vampire? Of course I'm a vampire. See my pale complexion, my teeth, my outfit? How could anyone doubt I am a true vampire? I used to stalk the night drinking blood like vampires do, and I'm certainly not just a role-playing enthusiast in a costume. Never question that. Right. So he's got bars. The 1, 2, 3, 4 thing is really pretty funny. I feel like you always need that one quirky one at the bar. But maybe you shouldn't come in costume. Maybe you shouldn't come in costume to the bar. I think he's low A tier. Because while it's a good story to say, yeah, one of my friends showed up in a vampire costume at the bar, and it wasn't Halloween, it was 20th of April, it gets old. The gimmick gets old. I'll gladly have him there once, but he needs to lose the outfit. How are you today? Hey, not too bad. Thank you. Lovely weather in Gildenlord. It's fine day. Weather? Yes, weather, you know. The state or condition of the atmosphere at a time and place with respect to the variables such as temperature, moisture, wind velocity, and barometric pressure. I like that. Not just a pretty face, eh? I'm thinking B tier. She's funny. She can crack jokes, but is easily offended. Your shoelace is untied joke? Then what's the point? She can only dish it out. Exactly. In the birthday event, the ingredients for a cake, mix ingredients, bacon, oven, enough said. Baking time, same as everything else. He's like a lovable fuck up. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to describe him. I feel like he's that person in the friend group who will always say dumb shit and always do dumb stuff. But that's the person you want there every time. You want that person there every single time. It's got to be S tier. So let's read about Sigmund, shall we? Sigmund is a high-ranking member of the Humans Against Monsters movement, a former advisor to Duke Horatio, and a main antagonist in the Dorgashun quest series. He has been involved in 3 attempts to destroy the Dorgashun goblins. The first was during the Lost Tribe quest. The second, there is Death to the Dorgashun quest. And again in another Slice of Ham quest. Sigmund is like below Bob even. No redeeming quality. Actively framing goblins. You know what? I'm inclined to agree with chat here. Actual war criminal. I think Sigmund he's an actual war criminal. And he has no redeeming qualities. He should not only not be invited to drinking out, he should be locked away. All right, then next up, I think the smithing tutor or I think this is actually the only one that's not an actual tutor, but it's the smithing apprentice, which is automatically a little sad. Everyone here is a tutor, and this guy's an apprentice because the real tutor is somewhere else. Oh, this guy can't catch a break. He is noticeably shorter than normal male adult NPCs. And Feoros is an Irish name that means rock, relating to the smithing's connection to rocks. This is a poor guy. I think I'd throw him a pity invite. He has a hard time. You know, he's in Lumbridge. His master's all the way in Varrock. He's the only one that's not a tutor. He's shorter than everyone else, apparently. I'll give him B, even though he doesn't have a lot of value to add. I'll give him B just because I feel sad. I feel sad for the man. And this completes our tier list. Let me know, is there any NPC that you would place differently? I'm very curious. There's not a lot of F tiers. There's not a lot of bad NPCs in Lumbridge, apparently. We just have a Hey Disgusty Aenas. We have Bob because he's a racist and he sent me a flyer instead of a steel baguette during the live stream. And then we have the actual war criminal Sigmund. But other than that, there's some nice NPCs. There's a good bunch of people. Very good bunch of people.